A day after TSN hockey insider Chris Johnston reported that the Maple Leafs approached Mitch Marner and asked him if he was open to waiving his no-move clause for a blockbuster deal that would have sent him to Carolina from Mikko Rantanen. An emotional Marner addressed what happened after Saturday's loss in Colorado, but on Sunday, GM Brad Treliving attempted to calm the waters.
We're aligned with Mitch, right? We're worried about this season. We're worried about the games we have coming up. We want Mitch here for a long time. But it's not a distraction. But like I said, we think the world of him, right? And but it's just not a question we're going to get into every day. We've dealt with it here. We move forward. We want Mitch here. We're all focused on the next, what do we got, 19 to go. So I just wanted to come and address you on it so you don't have to track me down. And we'll move on, okay? And I get it. You guys have jobs to do, and totally respect that. But I just wanted to make sure that we're, we came out, addressed it, and I support Mitch 1,000%, and he's not out here on an island with us. Hey, we're trying to worry about winning hockey games.
Would you rather
okay,
have it all
that's good.
Or would you?
Okay, we're good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
But are we okay? Let's talk to Craig Button, our director of scouting, about this situation. Weird because Brad Treliving says we're behind Mitch 1,000%, but at the same time, a couple of days ago, he apparently asked him to waive his no-move clause to send him somewhere else. So a confusing statement maybe on Sunday from the Leafs GM, Craig?
Yeah, I would go one step further and call it a confusing situation. Mitch Marner has been one of the top players in the National Hockey League for the last number of years. First-team All-Star right winger, Selke Trophy finalist. He does it all, and he does it at an elite level. When he signed this contract, there was a lot of, I guess, raised eyebrows. I suggest he's outperformed this contract. Anything that Mitch Marner has done for the Toronto Maple Leafs has been at the highest level. And yet it seems that he's always much maligned. I joke now that I'm calling him 4M, much maligned Mitch Marner. It just doesn't make any sense to me how you can have one of the top players in the league, one of the top players on your team, have this always circling around him. After the game Saturday versus Colorado, Mitch was asked, no, I'm committed to here. Well, you should be committed to here, and I think Mitch has unequivocally shown that he's committed to here because his play has shown no fall off, and that's encouraging as the Leafs go down the stretch here. Well, when they gave him the no-move clause, it's all under the domain of Mitch Marner to determine if and when he would like to void or give up his no-move clause. He said, no, I want to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, first and foremost, have to respect that. Can you go and ask him to waive it? Sure you can. But I would suggest that now with Rantanen signed long-term in Dallas, and we know how good Mitch Marner is, I would suggest that the Toronto Maple Leafs better look long and hard about how they're going to re-sign Mitch Marner. Because if they're serious about him being a part of the long-term plans here, you better get serious about getting him signed. Because one of the top players in the league, you will not find a player better than Mitch Marner available in free agency in this coming summer. So if he's your guy, you better show him he's your guy. And you know how you do that? Money talks, not cheap talk.
Yeah, but Craig, I mean, this is like scorched earth over the weekend. Like, has this affected the potential contract negotiations this upcoming summer in a way that maybe Mitch Marner's going to start looking elsewhere, even though he says he wants to stick around in Toronto?
I'm going to take Mitch Marner at his word. Listen, Jay, and you know this, at times there can be contentious moments in any type of contract negotiation. And certainly some players might take it a little bit more personally. Some people might just say, hey, that's just part and parcel of what we're going through. But when it's all said and done, and I'm going to put the onus right on the Toronto Maple Leafs, you got this superb player. You got this superb player that's been part of your organization since the day you drafted him in 2015. And he's performed at an exceptionally high level over the course of his career. You will not find a better player than Mitch Marner available this summer. So, again, you might have to repair some things. You might have to smooth some things over. I would suggest that needs to be their course of action. And maybe Mitch will say no big deal if he signs a long-term contract in Toronto. But when you think about Mitch Marner and you think about how excellent he has been, and Jay, he's just making under $11 million. I don't know where the contract goes to. Maybe it goes to 13, maybe it goes to 13.25. I don't know. I'm not privy to any of those types of numbers being exchanged, but it's only $2 million or $2.5 million more that he's making right now. And I will say this, I don't think Mitch Marner will underperform on that contract, no matter what the term is.
You make a great point there, Craig. Like 13 would be a couple million more than he's making now. So is that what you think his contract will ultimately look like when the summer rolls around?
I think it's a reasonable place to land around. I think that, you know, I hear all this talk about, oh, hometown discount. Listen, players need to get what their value is on the market, not what their value is to take a little less in Toronto. It's not Mitch Marner's job to put a team together and to take less money so that the manager and their group can say, oh, we have a little bit more money to do it. Mitch Marner's wired to win. Anybody that suggests he's not wired to win just doesn't simply know Mitch Marner. So what I will simply say is, when you look at the numbers and you look at his performance, I would suggest that it's right around those numbers, and something that if Mitch wants to stay in Toronto, find a way to get it done. If they don't find a way to get it done, I'm gonna finish with this, Jay. Good luck finding another player better than Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner just found himself a little more leverage. This is our director of scouting, Craig Button.
Yep.